Welcome to Sociology Visualized. In this lecture we are going to talk about Karl Mannheim. Karl Mannheim was a German-Hungarian sociologist and is widely regarded as the founder of the Sociology of Knowledge as a distinct sociological discipline. His central concern was to understand how human thought, ideas, and knowledge are shaped by social and historical conditions. Mannheim rejected the idea that knowledge develops in isolation from society. Instead, he argued that what people believe, how they think, and what they accept as truth are deeply influenced by their social position, class, political interests, and historical context. His fundamental question was, how does society shape what we know? Sociology of Knowledge, core idea. The sociology of knowledge studies the relationship between knowledge and the social context in which it emerges. According to Mannheim, knowledge is not purely objective or universal. It is socially conditioned. This means that knowledge is influenced by class position, political power, economic interests, historical circumstances, group experiences. This does not mean that truth does not exist. Mannheim did not deny truth. Instead, he argued that all knowledge is socially situated. To understand ideas properly, we must understand the social conditions under which they were produced. Thus, sociology of knowledge does not reject truth but seeks to explain how social forces shape the production and acceptance of knowledge. Ideology and utopia, central concepts. Mannheim's most famous contribution is his distinction between ideology and utopia, which explains how ideas relate to social order and social change. Ideology. Ideology refers to those ideas, beliefs, and values that serve to maintain and justify the existing social order. These ideas often appear natural and universal but actually serve the interests of dominant groups. Mannheim identified two types of ideology. Particular ideology. This refers to situations where specific ideas or claims of an opponent are considered false, distorted, or misleading. For example, when one political party accuses another of lying or manipulating facts, it is treating the opponent's ideas as particular ideology. Total ideology. This refers to the entire worldview of a social group or class being shaped by its social position. Here, not just specific claims, but the whole pattern of thinking of a group is seen as socially determined. Total ideology does not necessarily mean deliberate falsehood. It means that social position unconsciously shapes how a group sees reality. Utopia. Utopia refers to ideas that challenge the existing social order and aim to transform society. While ideology supports the status quo, utopia seeks to change it. Utopian ideas do not simply describe society. They imagine a different and better future. These ideas often inspire revolutionary or reformist movements. For example, socialist ideas in a capitalist society can be considered utopian because they seek to reorganize the social and economic structure. Thus, while ideology stabilizes society, utopia destabilizes it and pushes it toward change. Relationism versus relativism. This is one of Mannheim's most important theoretical clarifications. Relativism argues that all knowledge is equally true or false, depending on perspective. This leads to the conclusion that objective knowledge is impossible. Mannheim rejected relativism. Instead, he proposed relationism. Relationism holds that knowledge is related to the social position of the knower, but this does not make all knowledge arbitrary or meaningless. Rather, it means that knowledge can be understood scientifically by studying its social roots. Thus, knowledge is contextual but still analyzable and comparable. Relationism allows sociology to study knowledge without denying the possibility of truth. Social location and perspective. Mannheim argued that individuals and groups perceive reality differently because they occupy different positions in society. A person's class, profession, education, and life experience shape how they interpret events and social problems. For example, a factory worker and a factory owner will view issues like wages, strikes, and profits very differently, not necessarily because one is lying, but because their social locations differ. Thus, differences in knowledge are not just intellectual but social. The role of intelligentsia. One of Mannheim's most original ideas is his theory of the intelligentsia. He believed that a group of relatively independent intellectuals, which he called the free-floating intelligentsia, could rise above narrow class interests. These intellectuals are not completely bound to any single class and therefore are capable of understanding multiple perspectives. Because of their social mobility and education, they can synthesize different viewpoints and contribute to more balanced and comprehensive knowledge. However, Mannheim did not claim that intelligentsia are perfectly neutral. He only suggested that they are more capable of critical reflection than most social groups. Major works of Karl Mannheim. Some of Mannheim's most important works include Ideology and Utopia, 1929. Essays on the Sociology of Knowledge. Man and Society in an Age of Reconstruction. Freedom, Power, and Democratic Planning. These works laid the foundation for the sociology of knowledge and deeply influenced political sociology, education, and social theory. Contributions of Karl Mannheim. Mannheim made several important contributions to sociology. He established sociology of knowledge as a major sociological discipline. He linked social structure with patterns of thought. He provided a sociological explanation of political beliefs. He refined and extended Marx's theory of ideology. He emphasized the social roots of objectivity and knowledge. Criticism of Mannheim. Despite his influence, Mannheim's ideas have been criticized. Some critics argue that he overemphasized class as the basis of knowledge. Others claim that the idea of free-floating intelligentsia is unrealistic. Some argue that true objectivity is still impossible even for intellectuals. Others believe he underestimated the role of power in shaping knowledge. Yet, even critics accept that Mannheim fundamentally transformed how sociologists think about knowledge. Contemporary relevance. Mannheim's ideas are highly relevant today. They help us understand political propaganda and media narratives. They explain how fake news and misinformation spread. They illuminate debates over education, curriculum, and textbooks. They help analyze social media, ideology, and digital knowledge production. In an age where truth is contested, Mannheim's sociology of knowledge remains deeply important. Conclusion. Karl Mannheim showed that human thought is not merely individual or abstract but deeply social. Our beliefs, values, and knowledge are shaped by society, history, and power. By connecting knowledge with social structure, Mannheim gave sociology a powerful tool to understand not just society, but how society thinks about itself. That is why Karl Mannheim remains one of the most important figures in modern sociological theory. If you found this lecture helpful, do like, subscribe and share this video. Thank you.